And Alarm coming back was so big, and that's why he's someone you can't not watch Alarm, because he just does so much. He does so much for Fusion Uni. He's so good.
I think, honestly, there must be a lot of Overwatch League talent scouts that are just, just biding their time going, when does he turn 18 again?
Like sharks with blood in the water, just watching the calendar. But we're going to be rolling out to this first fight.
Meanwhile, Fusion just like, either way we win. We get a great player or we get a great payday.
Yeah, it's true. It's a win-win for them either way, but I feel like Fusion would not let him go for free.
Be a bad idea, most likely. But Fusion, take a look at this here. Snillo on the defensive Soldier 76, and again, just using it right now to help win the shield battle, but off in a pretty precarious position. This could be rough.
Fusion Uni having a very interesting comp. They're running that quad DPS, solo tank, solo heal. We have seen it in the past, and Atlanta is deciding to rotate all the way through lower and just take the fight to them from a different angle, catching Snillo on the rotation.
And that was the danger of where Snillo positioned, is that if Atlanta was able to rotate over, he wasn't going to have a whole lot of areas to go, even with the speed of a 76. So Atlanta, look, they've done their prep. They should realize that, hey, quad DPS is a thing, particularly on this map. But Atlanta, very interested to see how they try and execute.
The rotation was really strong. They were able to catch out Snillo on the offense, but now they're just going to come back. Snillo's very fast. He has the leg ability. He has the ability to run. And there's it. It's Eden. That's Eden. Oh, no, it's not. No, it is not.
Eden, please. No, it looks like it might have been, but you know who was Eden? Alarm. A little bit of Eden going the other way. Taken down. Saucy on top, and here comes Bernard. Drops the barrage, breaks through the shield, looking for Gator, but is melted down. Not without getting some serious results off the barrage, though.
That was a really good exchange. Yeah. That was a really good exchange for Bernard. I've always loved Bernard's player as well. Snillo still on this high ground, just doing so much damage.
Oh.
They aren't able to get nice either. Will they be able to get Snillo, force him off?
That would have been big, and they're
He's
looking
so
for
low.
Snillo's still alive! Snillo
He
getting
gets out.
healed.
The
Oh.
leg ability. The leg ability is so strong.
Who knew that being able to run was so good?
Atlanta, though, still holding on. Fusion haven't had any great engages just yet. Alarm deciding to come back on Tracer instead of that Hanzo. Look at Fusion Uni. EMP out. Nano out for the Tracer. I think they wanted a Nano aimbot.
Well, EMP Tech Visor, and still goes, I got you in my sights, but you're all in an area where I can't shoot you. Covered by terrain, Atlanta. Smart positioning. Now rotating back out. They're going to drop the beat. They bring it the other way. They take down the Supercharger, and they just flood onto the point and wash Fusion away.
Great disengage from Atlanta. They hide into that lower area, hiding from the tack visor. They pop beat for the Arisal, and then Saucy just styles his way up to the high ground with the right clicks and takes out Snillo. You don't need Hawk to do it. Saucy's got it.
And now you look at Fusion University. They're broken. They're going to go to 3-3.
But they're just so behind an ult charge now. Their ult bank, their time bank, not good, and Atlanta just has such a giant advantage.
Yeah, there's really nothing there, and they only get 2 fights right now, so the Yigan Most and oh boy, Bow Shatter, Changsik down, and for them, this means that they can save the rest here. It's fortunate for them that Sugar Free didn't fall, but Fusion is not working with a whole lot of time.
Sugar Free, well, about to have this rally again soon. It's going to be looking really good. Fusion Uni, they're not set up at all.
One good thing for them, Alarm was able to build up a decent amount of charge of fight, 54%. If any Zen could make up the rest in one fight, it's Alarm.
Alarm needs to get this because the combo's out. The combo will be alive. They need to take a fight fast unless they're able to survive this combo, because this will be last fight territory.
Atlanta, again, just going to be taking the fight on their terms. Moving forward, Gator, Reckless Abandon, Saucy in the back, holding on to the grab. Fusion University, giving them a lot of space and then some. Alarm, though, has almost built up that very crucial Transcendence.
They do, but they just need to use a combo here, because combo will beat this. Diva Bomb will beat Trance.
HamTornado going to be coming in here. Self-destruct there, takes down Changsik, point blank. Atlanta, moving forward, realizing the advantage. Man up, they take down nice. Fusion University on the break, down to their final 11 seconds.
10 seconds, less than 10 seconds to touch this point, and they don't have any support ults besides the rally to even attempt to touch it. They have no combos at all. Atlanta, they're about to have Shatter. This is a really good situation for Gator.
Gotta look here to Fusion if they can get the grab up and a dream. Gator drops the Shatter, doesn't get what he's looking for, gets taken down! Fusion still with the ability to bring this back. Nice. Gonna build up the grab mid-fight, 99% for a real long time. Now it's up. Still man advantage here, the Fusion. Looking to turn around, Bernard gets hawk, and Atlanta's throwing it away.
Wow, Atlanta, a Gator, just getting so outplayed. Snillo holding the shield, Changsik holding the shield, recognizing they have shield. They're gonna look to get us when we move to point. That was such a big outplay, and then getting the bash afterwards, really opening it up for Fusion Uni.
And now here's the downside for Atlanta, even though they might have had the advantage going into that. Look at the next fight. Fusion is reinvigorated.
Atlanta, are they going to even attempt to contest this? It looks like they will. Gator holding very close. Are they going to go out? Hawk out, getting the bubble, touching points. They're all out. Shatter, really big for Chasing.
Shatter comes in. Here comes the grab. Let's get more cleanup and then some. The barrier came out for Atlanta, but likely not going to be enough. They are making Fusion burn just about everything in their bank here, especially after Snillo goes down. Fusion needs to be sure, even though they have the advantage.
This is a really good fight still for Atlanta, forcing them to just use everything. Hawk getting his mech back even. Chasing so low, they don't have Discord Orb though. It's so hard to finish the frags.
Good thing for Chainsik, he was able to build up another Shatter. I don't think he wants to use two Shatters in the same fight. I think he would really like to hold that for the next fight, and likely will be able to do just that.
You know, we talked about how Fusion Uni was having to burn so many ults, but look at this. Nice already at 80% to another grab. Chainsik, another Shatter. Alarm 70% to trans.
There's a world where it might have been better for Atlanta to just die
not
early.
Yeah, just not fight there.
Yeah.
But now, Fusion Uni, they have the ults coming back up. They've taken first, and Atlanta having to swap. They're just having to completely swap. They don't have a grab. They don't have a trance.
Atlanta looking a bit weathered right now. They're not in a great spot. Fusion has firmly retaken control of the game. Atlanta overall in the war, they're doing fine, not time bank, but this next fight likely be pretty rough. Nice holding on to the grab on the top. Atlanta moving in. They drop a Shatter of their own. They're looking for it, but no, they're going to get grabbed before they can fall through, and Fusion makes it easy.
And only having to use two ults, one of those being the rally, which is an ult you still get value of. As of right now, over time, even if you pop it during a fight, that's one. Atlanta, though, getting two ults out of them. Those are two big ults. They won't have them for the next fight. They're going to have beat, they're going to have rally soon. It's something to sustain them to get some of their winners.
Should Atlanta contest again here in point B, given how hard it is for defense?
Yes, they should. They have rally to get you out to the point. There isn't anything to catch them. Ajax, if he gets beat, this is just waiting to get some of their combos, some of their wins.
Well, they are able to get out without getting punished too hard. Fusion, though, coming in off the high ground, off the beat. They punish Gator immediately. Ajax gonna have to drop the barrier with a man down. Atlanta still going in, but now they're back on the ground. Chainsik able to drop the Shatter, building up another 31% right after, and Fusion University does not care about Atlanta's defense.
And Bernard never even used Diva Bomb in that fight. Nice has another grab. They're going to have combo. I don't agree with Ajax dropping the beat after Gator's death. I don't think that was the right play. Maybe they were hoping they could still win or even just get more ults out of them, which they did. They got them both support ults out of them, but now they just gave them some more combos. Atlanta just looking really, just not following, understanding the ult economy game here as much, and the ult economy game is so important.
They've been the man trapped on the snowball, and they've gone, about 70% down the mountain here. It has been a rough go. Nice. Gonna drop the grab. Bernard, where is he at? Here comes the bomb. It's pretty late to fall through on the grab. Just going to be breaking Gator's shield. Atlanta can fight this back now. They're gonna have a combo of their own.
Saucy now just waiting to get this grab. They're just trying to set it up. Hawk has the Diva Bomb. But there it is. This is it. That's all they needed. They've already got a pick.
And Hawk's bomb a lot more timely. Gonna take down Chainsik, and Atlanta finally able to stabilize against what was absolutely brutal aggression.
Not only stabilizing, but look at this dagger under Bernard.
This just keeps happening.
It does. Diva, it's a sad life to be Baby Diva.
Look at this.
And they get him late. That's an extra 10 seconds off the clock. Easy.
Definitely helps.
And chasing the spawn to follow up.
Are they gonna get nice here? No, but they do get some extra ult charge off of it. They push Fusion back, and Fusion doesn't have time to spare, and Gator's going for it.
They have to know. There's no way Fusion doesn't know. Did they not see him move?
I don't think they saw it. They didn't see it.
They did. Snillo was watching.
Still only
watching. Gator? Both. And Chainsik hitting a much better Shatter.
Disaster. Absolute disaster. You can't fool Snillo. He saw it, even as the rest of the team was going on forward. Bashes Gator, and this is the risk you take.
Gator was a little angry. He's just like, how dare you scout me? He just drops the Shatter anyways. There's no one there.
It's just like,
he was hoping maybe someone would jump into it, but then in return, since the shield isn't there, Chainsik just shatters his entire team.
You think I won't blindly waste my ults? Think again.
I'll show you.
Yeah.
Think I won't.
Try and predict me.
But Fusion now in a really good position. They have both support ults and the grab.
Fusion again picking up where they left off. Atlanta real weak after that last fight being such a shellacking. Nice. Runs the grab. Atlanta moving forward. Hawk gonna get D-back, and now he doesn't have to worry about a grab being eaten. Gets Dogman's back. Just out Transcendence. This is really good for Fusion right now.
Both trenches out, but the grabs as well. And now Atlanta, they do have their spawn, but the Shatter, the bomb, that will be it. Then he should be able to clean up from here. There's no ults up for Atlanta.
Atlanta should not be able to bring this back. Sugar Free might be in the back getting a pick off here or there, but this is too much power for Fusion University. We're in overtime, but they're looking for 3.
And that's going to be 3 right here. They're sitting on point, slowly but surely cleaned up, unless Gator hits the best Shadow I've ever seen, which he will not.
Yeah, unlikely given the circumstances. Nice just on cleanup duty, and the payload is going to roll forward. Fusion finishing up Route 66, but they do it in overtime.
That was a really interesting setup play which led up to this, with Gator hiding in that lower saloon area, just completely whipping his Shatter. And then Chainsick, since that recognizing the shield isn't there for the rest of Atlanta, just shadows the rest of his team, and that's what enabled the rest of this fight.
It was looking so good in the beginning where we had people pass that weren't looking, and then just when Gator goes, all right, now's the time, Snillo.
Snillo was recognized, or maybe someone else even just asking for Snillo to watch, because they saw, Atlanta's not holding close, that's not really Atlanta-like, and B, there's no shield. Where's the shield?
Atlanta's not in our spawn. Admin, do we need a pause?
Admin, do we need a pause? This is a Tensa DC, but that was big. That was big, and it was them recognizing that, recognizing the shield, because sometimes teams get caught up in the moment when they're coming back to that point. They don't even bother to scout, to check for that Reinhardt. And that was a really, really cerebral play from Fusion, and even better from Chase to recognize, like, the Reinhardt's behind me. I can just shatter your team because there's no shield.
Yeah, it's like, wait, the shield's over here, and that's why you don't see teams use a Reinhardt sneak anywhere near as often as a Zarya sneak, because the Zarya sneak, the Zarya a lot of time can still get out of there, and even if not, you're not opening up your team to the most free shatter on planet Earth.
The sneak also needs to be, they need to like put a little bit more distance between them. There was, under no situation should Atlanta had also been like, they weren't holding in spawn, but they were holding close enough to where Fusion was expecting them like, they're really close, but I don't see a Rein. So you have to give them a little bit more space to come out before they lose some of that edge, some of that awareness while they're looking for a Reinhardt.
Fusion now on the defense. They need to stop Atlanta from getting to the end, and ideally do it in such a fashion that they don't have to worry about extra rounds. But,
and we have a pause.
Okay, I did not. I was.
That's a caster's curse.
No, don't blame me.
That's a caster's curse.
That is, yeah. Well,
I've seen it a million times before. Unless complexity is back, that is a caster's curse.
Complexity strikes again.
Complexity strikes again.
Well,
not a pause.
No, they don't strike again after. I love how their entire legacy has just been like, just boiled down to DreamHack 2016, where their game just kept crashing. That's it.
I mean, it was a pretty big legacy to leave. And right here, Atlanta just deciding to run. Standard 3-3 composition. Fusion, though, running a Sombra. That means no Diva on the side of Atlanta. So Atlanta should be looking to use their shield presence. Use something here to just pressure Chainsick incredibly hard.
Atlanta, for now, playing the payload. Fusion, looking for a way in. Nice getting nearly hacked, backing on up. Already 50% to an EMP, but here's the weakness. Nice had to back out for a little bit. Chainsick under pressure. Sugar Free was engaging heavily, and they still
They
get
did
up.
exactly the thing I wanted them to do. They made Nice just teleport away, and then you just speed on a Chainsick. His shield is going to die. You have a Diva. They do not.
Well, the other thing, too, is when you make the Sombra teleport away, oftentimes where Sombra's placed with translocators, that gives you a brief moment of a 6-on-5.
It does. That was a 6-on-5 fight. They don't have a Diva to eat shield pressure at all. They just focus Chainsick.
Atlanta looking real good here. Nice looking so close to the EMP. Needs to build it up even quicker, though. 83%. Atlanta in the driving seat still. Gator holding out that Shatter, gonna drop it. What did he get on the other side? Payload, he got enough.
He got enough. Sugar Free and Gator combining again just to pick up the fight. Gator so deep, they want him.
Oh, they went too deep.
Bernard will get him, but the fight's over. The fight's over.
Okay.
They've gotten it. But Sugar Free and Gator doing that Bash Shatter combo again, and Atlanta also still getting the shield presence onto Chainsick, recognizing there's still no Diva out in play. Now Nice is going to stay for this EMP, but they've lost first.
Yeah, and I think what's going to happen here, Fusion should be able to win the first fight with a good EMP, so as Nice doesn't get picked off early. That'll let them stabilize at second, and Nice will swap off.
Atlanta should, Ajax A should be hiding. He shouldn't be in position to get EMP'd at all, and really they have to try to split as best as possible. Sugar Free making the right play, getting this armor out early.
Even though he normally wouldn't always need both, they should use Grav and EMP here so Bernard and Nice can get on their respective gears. You don't want to leave Bernard and Zarya. Grav to be used first here by Atlanta. Bomb out for Hawk. Not quite as much as they want. Earth Shatter back the other way from Fusion. Gator out of the fight. And Nice and Bernard still holding on to their ults.
Atlanta tried to engage first, which I like, but they didn't get the shield out of it. They didn't get the shield out of play. They just blocked the combo. They weren't able to clean up on the grab at all, and now they've invested so much while Fusion Unity is able to hold on to its combo winners, its fight winners.
And again, I think Fusion normally would have a hair trigger here just to get back to a normal set, but they're comfortable with where they're at.
They shouldn't even have to feel any pressure at all. They have an EMP. They have other ults coming up. This is really, really good for them.
Still going to open up here with the rally. Hawk demeched early. Fusion again. How much can they save here? They're going to open with the grab. And now where's the ball here? They just easily roll in and over. Solid fight for Fusion.
And Alarm's already going to have another trance. He had just used it. He's at 80%. Chainsick will have Shatter. They can even just go for an EMP Shatter here just to win the fight if they don't. They have two different ways to set up a Shatter. They have a Bash Shatter. They have an EMP Shatter. They have two different ways to set up the Shatter for Chainsick here. And Atlanta are pretty much going to have to tank it.
And the scary thing for Atlanta right now is the threat of EMP sometimes can be even scarier than the actual EMP for how it's forcing them to play around it. But there it is. Bash, Shatter, Chainsick down. Man advantage. Barrier out from Fusion, just a little bit slow.
Atlanta now finally doing, they did the right play that they did the first time. They engaged first, set up a Bash Shatter, and now they had something to keep everyone alive, to get the follow-up. They got one kill, they got EMP out and beat. This is good for Atlanta. They don't have any combos. There are no combos up, but Atlanta doesn't have any supports. They don't have any support ults for this grab.
Fusion should still contest this going into the next point, even though, again, it's a little bit weird for them. Bernard's going to get a grab up just in the nick of time, and they're able to get out uncontested, so still okay here for Fusion.
This is really good for Fusion. They're out on point, Shatter's out, they get Hawk down. Can they follow up?
No.
Grab out for Saucy, they can't get him.
The grab pulls back the other way, force out the Transcend from Alarm. Fusion desperately trying to fight through, and they do! In the melee, they get Gator and Saucy, and now, again, they have crucial breathing room.
It all comes down to, they used the trance to stay alive in that previous fight when they engaged. Nice to use the EMP, but they didn't have it for the grab. They didn't have it for the grab there. Saucy committing the grab of his own, maybe a little, I don't really agree with that play because Alarm builds trance is so fast. And grab is a very important ult, especially when you're this far in the map. I really don't think you should have committed it there.
Yeah, I mean, normally it's like, oh yeah, trade for Transcends makes sense. Alarm breaks the rules.
Alarm does break the rules. He does not put in that one-to-one, like, alchemy rule where you have to like put in equal and get back equal. You don't get it. Alarm just gets it so fast.
He has a Philosopher's Stone hidden on him in every game. Atlanta moving forward, Gator able to get a little bit more shield HP back and rotate around. Rob Bomb over the top just for disruption. Makes Fusion University do a bit of rotation. Still though, gonna go for the rally. Fusion now looking to re-engage. Chainsick moving forward. Shatter ready. Elf down. Shatter gonna come on in. Knocks down a few in the back. I'm not sure that's going to be enough.
No, it is not. They were able to get down Dogman, but he had to put his shield up for it. Then they were just able to focus him down. Nice is going to get EMP again. Is he going to stay? It looks like he will because he has the EMP, but Atlanta capping second, and they're going to be in a really good position for last.
This is so awkward for Fusion University where, again, I think they're going to stay on because of the ult economy, but you've got to think they would really like to swap Bernard Nice to their normal heroes.
They would love for that, especially since if Atlanta recognizes the position they're in, they should try to engage early, get some port ults out, and maybe force the EMP, and they're just golden for the next fight.
Fusion University, again, I think they just want to... Oh, already Gator again, drop the shower, mostly blocked off, though. Instead, Saucy going to get charged the other way. Fusion dealing with it pretty well, and again, heavy shield pressure. There's the EP coming on in early from Nice. Where's Bernard?
No follow-up.
They weren't ready, but they still got Hawk's mech.
That's good, but it's not enough. That's not enough for that much invested for all the time they put into that.
Not the least, especially since Hawk's just going to go back to spawn to get it back in.
Oh, but Hawk's so low. He needs to get healed. They get Nice as well. Who is committing, trying to get Hawk?
I take it all back. Hawk's going to be Battle Diva.
Look at him.
They moved in. They got Nice. They can make this work. Hawk's going to get his mech back the good old-fashioned way.
And they're going to have both supportals up soon. They're going to have combos soon. Hawk's so close. He's almost to that mech, and Saucy almost has grab. There's no trance on the field.
Bernard going to have to land a good grab here. Fusion University out of their element more so than usual. And there's a shatter in from Chainsick. But Atlanta ready to go. They use the Transcend to go back the other way. Grab now invested by Bernard, but it might be too little too late. They're down your Vegeta. You're down your Rhine. Hawks getting team-matched, but they look at the rest of Atlanta. They're so healthy. This is their map to lose.
Atlanta now all on point. They're going to have beat. They're going to have shatter. These are two great ults to use for this recontest.
Shatter in, looking for the cleanup. Looking for Bernard in the back. He's going to get taken down. And every pickoff going the way to Atlanta. 51 seconds left on the clock. And we are going to be looking at some extra rounds.
Again, this is a Hanamura scenario.
Yep.
We're in a Hanamura scenario again. And it comes down to this engagement right here. They're just able to set up the shatter. Dogman has trance, grabs out Alarm, not having trance here. He used it that previous fight. They were able to force it two fights ago, really, and they were just able to fall from there. That's an ult economy game. That's all ult economy.
Ult economy going the way of Atlanta, and again, I just wonder how much Fusion was hurt by the fact that the way the game was going, they had to make a crucial choice. It was that, do you give up valuable ults to get to a comp that you're clearly better at playing these situations, which is Bernard on the Diva and Nice on the Zarya? Or do you value these ults at a high level? They were never able to swap.
They were not able to swap at any point, and nice, they'd used that EMP 2 fights ago, and they got no value out of it other than the DMAC from Hawk. And they had put so much time, put so much effort into waiting for Nice to be on that, to have that EMP. The problem with EMP into GOATs is that it's really risky to play Sombra.
Yeah.
It is very risky. You can get bashed, you can get Discord, you can be orbed. There's a lot of things that can kill you very fast, so you're just trying to play it slow, not get picked, and get EMP. That's really because it's also tough to get hacks even because there's just so much health, just so much peel on the field. And Nice wasn't getting it fast enough to really warrant past the first 2 points staying on Sombra. But they really wanted the ult. They love the Q, but not the H.
And sometimes the H is better than the Q.
The H is often better than the Q. And it's something we've definitely learned.
So Atlanta going to be very aggressive here in this defense, not giving up even a meter. Again, something you want to do here when Fusion is down to their final minute, but can be risky, depending on how it works out. Already, high aggression, Saucy getting low. Atlanta, though, not able to back up in time. Gator picked off Elk, setting it up. And now Fusion, this is going to be really good for them. Not only will they take the fight, they're going to get a lot of valuable ult charges
This
as well.
was a really interesting choice from Atlanta. They decided to roll the Moira for the aggressive defense. But the aggressive defense, it actually favors you running a Zen so much more. The value, the focus fire, the trance. And look at Alarm, he's at 80%. Okay, now Dogman has to swap. They have no ult percentage at all for this next fight.
It's put them in a very deep hole, and you know, even though the time's about to run out, I got news for you. This payload could be going for a very long time. Atlanta going to try and stall it right now. Time running out. Fusion just on the payload. Chainsick, Earth Shatter, up and ready. And now he's just waiting for Vegeta to set it up. And no, just gonna drop down. Saw the opportunity. Goes for the 2 in the back. Dogman gonna fall. And Fusion University that could be bringing this in an awfully long time.
That was a great shatter and great orb placement as well. Keeping the Discord orb on to Dogman and then just finishing him as fast as possible because he's such a key pick. And they only had to use 1 ult for that fight. Fusion, they're gonna have 5 ults. They're gonna have 5 ults soon, and Atlanta will have nothing. They will have almost nothing at all.
This is something that is vital to escort maps where you might go in overtime, but the overtime can last so long. Fusion is ready to go to make a big comeback right now.
This is just not even a comeback. This is just snowball. It's snowball. They're in complete control. That everything should dictate for them to be ahead in this game.
Moving forward, Nice holding on to the grab. Gonna drop it, picks up another 2, and it's easy cleanup. And you know that time bank going into this, the part where Fusion was up against a rough time, doesn't matter anymore. They are now the ones firmly ahead in this game, no matter where this push ends.
The only good thing for Atlanta is they got grab out. They got grab out that fight. They didn't get combo, but they got grab, which means if they can just not get shattered, if they can just not lose anyone to bomb, they're in a really good position because Dogman should be able to get trance. They're going to have their own combo. They're going to have 6 ults soon. They just cannot lose anyone to bomb or a charge.
That is going to be the name of the game here. Bernard, though, very good at just dropping an assistant Diva bomb. Or could be a Shatter going. No! Shatter gets strike first from Gator. Atlanta healed up by the barrier. Hawk connects. Who's going to fall? Remember, Fusion loses fight. Payload stops right here, and that's exactly what's going to happen.
That was the best possible thing that could have happened for Atlanta there because they didn't lose anyone. They stayed alive. Gator recognizing they were going for the setup and just getting the Shatter to make sure they couldn't really follow up, setting up his own grab. But now they just give up so much room, and first point's a tough nut to crack.
Well, a minute 48 for Atlanta. It's a superior time bank, but that's not a lot of time to win it.
It is not a lot of time at all, especially if Fusion decide to go what I consider the much better play for an aggressive hold where you run the Zen instead of the Moira.
Yeah.
That's a much better value. You're just able to do so much more with it. The Moira's great if you're trying to catch someone early on rotations or maybe take a fight to point, but you're not there. You're just trying to get frags, get trance.
Fusion on their defense can actually have a 20% fight win rate where they lose the first 4 and then win the final fight, and that'll be enough.
They can save 6 ults. That's the thing. You know what fight you have to win if you're Fusion. You know what fight you have to win. So you just have to try to get as much value as possible from your early defense, getting as many ults as possible of Atlanta because the pressure's on for them. They think if we don't put an ult in this fight, we don't win. We do not go further, and Fusion can save.
And this is where the Sombra is so powerful because EMP's impact on any one individual fight is just ridiculous relative to the overall ult power in Overwatch. So all Nice has to do is get an EMP and hold it.
Just sit on it till last. Just sit on it.
Don't try and win an early fight. Just build power and just really rely on the fact that a Sombra comp is one of the very strongest in the game when everyone has ult.
And it's even the geography of the part of the map they've been stopped. They're sandwiched between two high grounds in a narrow alley. It is and you have to be on the point. It is that's a Sombra play, like just battlefield. Sombra can do whatever she wants with the EMP there.
It's a very tough road for Atlanta to travel here, but they're on the road one more time.
Right now, Atlanta, they really have to be feeling some of the pressure, and it's on them where they don't want to have to use any ults either. They're just right now nice, just trying to pressure, get a little bit of the EMP charge, but once again, they're recognizing no diva, let's be aggressive. Our front line's way stronger.
And they do just that. Chainsick lucky to get away with his life, and Atlanta getting, oh, Hawk.
Oh, Hawk out of mech is so big.
Well, now neither team really running with that diva advantage.
But I'd rather have a Sombra than a baby diva.
That is very
Any
true.
day of the week.
And Hawk gonna fall. He's not able to do his classic, get his mech back in. No, they're gonna be pushed back. And honestly, at this point, this is fine. The time does not matter. It's gonna end in overtime regardless.
Fusion recognizing that Atlanta was going to try to be aggressive on them. You saw, as soon as they started to push, Chainsick turned his back and they just ran. They just ran away as fast as they could, trying to outlast the amp, trying to outlast the speed. And now Fusion's put themselves in a great position because we're already there. Look at their ults already. They don't have to win this first fight. Just hold it.
Yeah, well, they can run in, make Atlanta burn resources where they'll almost certainly burn Transcendence, and then you're going to be so well set up for the fight after.
You could even just commit Alarm's trance because he gets them so fast and just force ult to your own.
EMP set up, Fusion moving in. But here's the problem. Even if Atlanta loses fight, they're going to get another chance. But they use Transcendence, so Atlanta really committing to this one another against Rough the Shard. Actually, they might be able to take it back. They decide, no, we're going to take this fight right here and now. They turn it on back, and Fusion, that was the worst timeline they could have existed in.
Sugar Free and Gator doing it again. The Bash Shatter bringing it back from the brink, picking up Chainsick. Bernard cannot commit his ult to this fight. He should not. He gets Sugar Free, but he'll be up in time, even with the OT spawns. Nice though, 70% on another EMP.
That's a good part. The bad news is that it's nowhere near as secure for Fusion as it would have been with better execution and more power behind them. This is now truly in contest.
Dogman has to get trans though. He absolutely must get trans. If he does not get trans, they will lose because the EMP grab will be so strong.
He knows it too. Look at how far out he is relative to the north. Having to go over, rotate around for high ground, was hoping to get anything. This is going to be harsh, but maybe the thing is, you can't drop the sound bearer early because the EMP. Ajax has to hide.
Ajax is definitely hiding. They're not hiding. They're engaging. Well, they get alarmed. That's so big, but they can't get caught here. They have EMP, but there's no Discord. There's no trance. Good job from Hawk. The beat comes out early. EMP, and there's the trance. This is so good for Atlanta.
And the EMP really didn't hit anyone. The barrier keeping everyone healthy was not stripped. And Atlanta might be getting Route 66 after all. Fusion, University in rough shape. There's the grab, Shadow for Chainsick, not gonna do much. Elk is out of it, and this is looking like Atlanta is gonna grab it. Atlanta gonna go up 2-1 over the chance.
That bomb was so smart. Once again, recognizing if we engage first, if we take initiative, we can get a pick. They got alarm. He wasn't expecting. He was split from Elk. There was no speed, and then Hawk just zoned nice as best as possible, and Dogman got that trance. Atlanta, they recognize what's good. They recognize what they have to do, and they did it right.
That was crazy. We could not have re-emphasized how much the odds were against Atlanta at that point for all the crazy win conditions that Fusion had. And Atlanta somehow finds the only timeline where this is a thing.
Sugar Free and Gator as well. You know, I just keep talking about them, but they saved first. They saved first. The rally was there. The Bash Shatter was up to keep them alive. Dogman got the trance when he needed to. He built it almost at alarm pace, really. And he was able to get the trance there. And that was a good job from Hawk, too. We haven't talked about him enough. That bomb, the follow-up with the bomb, and also zoning nice the entire time just to allow Dogman to get trance in time, that's what you need to be doing.
Nice was not having an easy time at all as a Sombra, where normally as a Sombra it's like, all right, I have my pick of how to engage. I have the power here. No, Nice was getting bullied for a whole lot of this. And now, of course, we're going to go back and just revisit what happened here in overtime.
We see right there when the Shatter goes out, it wasn't a Bash Shatter, and also the Orb. The Orb is something we don't talk about enough, but they kept the Orb on Dogman. And that was really good for Fusion. They were able to have a good offense, but the offense, it's not just all about the offense. They had a great offense, but you have to have a better defense, and they committed to that Sombra again without just not getting the value they need as much.
And this is where, of course, Fusion was just snowballing, right? Because Atlanta had that really bad early defense attempt to start out overtime, where the reason why Atlanta was in a hole, yes, Fusion played really well, but Atlanta served it up to him on flex.
Atlanta just really that aggressive without having a plan to be on top of them. When you're playing Mora, you have to be on top of them, if Wayne's in. If you are not on top of them, you are losing. Or if you're not having Coalescence, you are losing. Because Discord Orb, the damage from Zen, Trance, all of it is just so much better than Moira. Unless you are literally on top where the burst healing matters.
Well, I think the sad violin time was then you said when Dogman goes over the Zen, and then you look at the difference between him and Alarm on ult charge, it's like, yeah, that's not great. That is not ideal.
The worst possible scenario to not have it was when in the OT you must push a certain distance scenario. But they did it in the end. They made without having. That's what you show a great team, a team that knows how to play a meta, know how to play around the street. This is a comp. They didn't have great ults. They didn't have great position. They didn't have great time, and they were dealing with a very strong Fusion Uni ult bank. And they aggressed first. They played around it expertly.
I mean, right now I have to say Fusion University's clutch factor is getting challenged. Where, again, I just want to go back. These teams did play before.
They did
in the regular
season.
season.
A much different result.
Fusion stomped Atlanta. And going in, we saw Atlanta improve over the course of the playoffs. We saw Atlanta do better against teams that could give them a fight back. We saw them learn valuable lessons. And now they're in a great spot. But also they're up against Fusion University, who loves playing with the hopes of everyone.
They really do.
Fusion University, this is kind of a trope, but it really is a team that it's not over till it's over. And we still got a lot of Overwatch to play.
There's a lot more left to go in this series. Because remember, it's first to 4. It's first to 4, and ties do not matter. They are swept away. They're gone. And they already had one tie, and it was a pretty close game. It was a pretty close map there as well. So Fusion Uni, if there's one team that can clutch it back, it's them.
Yes.
They're the clutch masters.
If you were to count them out before they were officially done, the admin ruling was there, and we were declaring it, and even then, maybe don't trust us or the admins. Maybe there's a loophole. Until it's like settled for a while, they can still come back. But now, we are going into our 5th map. It's going to be Busan.
Busan is a map that both teams, I think, are very comfortable on. And it does allow Fusion Uni to be flexible, if they do want to be flexible. But so far, you know, I just don't see nice flexibility as much as I should. They often have him be the one to make the flexes, but Bernard's just so good. Honestly, just give me Bernard on the DPS. Give me Bernard on the flex. I want to see Bernard on Sombra and Farah.
You just want to clone Bernard.
I do.
You want 2 Bernards.
I do. You know, if I were to get a dog, a Saint Bernard, I would call it Bernard.
All right.
Bernard the Saint Bernard.
I don't think he could play Diva for you.
No, probably not. Probably not. But, I mean,
you never know.
That's not the point.
Maybe the power of the name.
That's not the point of the dog. It's for me to just continue the joke.
Well, this explains why my dog is not able to play Overwatch. So, there you go.
That'll do it.
We're going into it, though. Atlanta, Fusion in here on Busan. Atlanta now with the series lead. Fusion looking to bring it back. And Atlanta, they don't like what they see. They're going to be swapping up.
Swapping? Oh, they're deciding to just get the Rhine so they can just play the counter comp here, which is a comp they excel at. So a good swap for them because the point hasn't even unlocked yet.
So Atlanta going to be holding back here. Now, a little bit forward. Nice damage from Dogman. Not only charging him up, look at Chainsec. He's in the hole right now. Bernard has to eat a lot of damage to compensate, and even though Fusion's able to back on out, Bernard still getting peppered by orbs and damage back. And Fusion end up getting the point regardless. Atlanta took more damage as they were moving in.
They just weren't able to clean up any of the frags as they engaged. They got some good health, but then now Fusion decided to be aggressive.
Sugar Free, too much damage down. Fusion coming back reinvigorated here, and this is where you make your money in control. You get the first fight, and you get the ult charge right after.
And this is a really good first fight, a really good first fight for the map for Fusion. They've won it, they've got Time Bank, they also now all have armor, and they're pretty much on the way to 5 ults.
Look at the difference between Snillo and Sugar Free in that first fight.
Snillo already popped his, and Sugar Free not even at 70% yet. So really good engagements for Fusion. They just bowed back, just run away from that damage that went out early on a Chainsick, and now Atlanta, using the term we've been using a lot, they're in the hole.
Yep.
They're in the hole.
They're down the well.
They're down the well.
They've fallen down the well, and it's not a fib, it is the reality. 43% of Fusion University. They are charged up and ready to go. Shatter coming down, gonna knock down 2 in the back, behind the shield. Fusion University still backing up, giving the transcendence to Dogman. A bit of respect. Stillo gets caught, he's down. Atlanta working with the man advantage. Fusion investing lots in this fight, not getting a lot of results. Hawk though, out. Fusion University can still go in. Elf holding onto the barrier, likely about to pop it soon. Freed, flooding back on.
Oh, the 180 Shatter! He did it! The madman, he did the tech.
Oh man, he got it right there. That's one way to ruin the feel of the tunes. Dropped by Elf.
That was risky. It's a play that often, if you haven't seen it often, you'll get caught. And it seems like Chainsick had it prepared just for someone to pull that 180. They do lose the Gator, but they've got the point, and they're just build up more ults.
Atlanta able to get back in. They're still in a rough spot in terms of progress, but that was a fight they needed to win.
That was really big. That was really, really big from Gator. And also for them to survive that combo there earlier in the fight because they just weren't able to get the shield out the way. They were able to block. So now Atlanta, despite them being down that time bank, their ults are good. Their ults are good and their position is good.
Atlanta in a decent spot. Fusion looking to finish it out. Alarm can have Transcendence in mode. Chainsick close to Shatter. See meanwhile. Holding on to grab, would love to get it right on the edge here as they turn the corner.
But remember, no combo and Alarm has trans. So risky maybe to use this grab very early unless your sole purpose is getting the trans out.
Really damage going to the Gator.
Grab even.
Shrug it off and yeah, just thrown into the abyss. The grab is gone. The Shatter in from Chainsick. Now here comes the Transcendence. Up for Atlanta, still enough. They punish Chainsick. Back the other way.
Gator can get a really big Shatter here, but Elf, that boot is so big, but Gator flanking around. Is he able to get the Shatter off?
Sugar free. No one told him to back out. He's gonna find Elk here. Just beats him on up.
Wow, that was a those were some really big things for both teams there. Elk keeping his team alive. They're not all, even though he gets picked off in the end, they didn't all get shattered, which would have been much worse because the amount of ult charge they would have had there would have been huge. But at Fusion, they have their combo. They have their combo here to win the fight.
Up to Neist and Bernard. Both on their normal heroes here. No crazy swaps like 166. Elk down!
That's so big. And Atlanta looking for this engage. Grab out, but they don't have any follow-up.
Well, they're going to see the bombs up, and no, it only gets Saucy. What a pickoff by Dogman to start the fight.
And look at Chainsick, he's just getting bullied in this room, but they're just coming back in trying to support him. Are they going to be able to get Chainsick? They do. They turn around, but Dogman's down. There's no Dogman, Alarm's going to have trance.
This is getting into a real brawly fight. We're in overtime. Fusion must stay at the point at all times now. Stillo moving on in, supported by Alarm. Alarm, the game changer, the man eater himself. Transcendence in reserve. Fusion reinforcements coming back in. Gator, nowhere close to a Shatter to win this fight this time.
All they have to do is play slow. Alarm has that Discord orb, and Dogman's not there.
Grab's not going to be used here by Saucy. Pulling in a whole bunch. Sugar free down, but so is Bernard. Saucy coming back in the other side. Alarm investing his Transcend. Both support ults used for Fusion University. It is a slugfest. Ajax though, close to what could be a game-winning barrier. Grab used by Fusion. Dogman down. Ajax, does he drop the beat here?
He has to. And he
down.
dies. Oh, that's so big.
Beat.
Elk, he's bragging to on point. That is it. That's the point. They've cleaned. Oh, wait, no, it's not. It's only 80%. They do have time to come back. It was just so climactic. I thought that was going to be last fight.
That was the worst possible outcome for Ajax. He went for the reaction beat, but died in the middle of it. He won't have it for the next
And there's no ults up for Atlanta at all, and they have Rally. That's all you need to win a fight. Rally's so strong if there's nothing on the field.
Atlanta, a will and a dream, but they're chunked so heavily on entry. Sugar free, already almost down. Atlanta just wounded, but they have to go to the point.
Okay, Ajax doesn't live. If he had lived there, I would have lost my mind.
Yeah, well, not quite that much. Not enough cool moves for that. Gator down, Ajax out. Fusion University will bring back the first round.
Huge plays. If Ajax had gotten that beat off, that fight could have gone entirely differently. Because Dogman had such a good trance here. He keeps everyone alive. He takes the pin. But this damage, the damage is so much in the post fight. You see Ajax just trying to live, but he just did so much damage so early. He's so aggressive. Snillo hits him with 2 swings.
We didn't even hear the voice. Like, he was about to say, let's pray. It's like, ah. That's what we heard there.
Ah. I like that. I love your interpretation of Lucio's death while beating.
That doesn't actually inspire people enough to give them a shield, by the way.
No, it does not.
They're just like, what?
That was
everyone else.
That was a really good Lucio death scream.
Yeah, clearly.
Also, is it just me, but Lucio, while he's on fire from the Tor Molten Core, he has like some incredibly, very convincing screams, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
What is about Lucio's screams?
I don't know what's going on in the voice recording room where they're just like, give us the sound of you being burned alive, and then
They did a really good job.
The voice actor actually just lights himself on fire. It's like, stop, that's enough. Sure, man. Sure, man.
Atlanta now just moving towards, actually not moving towards the point. They're just playing it slow, trying to see what Fusion Uni might be looking to do.
Fusion Uni.
They're running this Mei, by the way.
Yep, so the Mei here, it is important, especially if they win this fight, where arguably the Mei is a little bit weaker for the first fight, but if they win this, the ability to snowball, no pun intended, very strong. Looking for Gator, shields low, and the wall comes real close to splitting him off.
They do want to look for an engage, especially while the wall is down, but Gator is taking so much damage. Now they're engaging, trying to get anyone. They get Snillo. That's all they need.
Atlanta, though, super low. Fusion could still turn this back. Now you look, Sugar Freeze down. Gator low, Hawk out of it. Fusion is going to turn it back. They invested way too much HP for that early pickoff.
That was just so much damage after the initial engage. You thought they could play slow. They had Hawk alive, need the damage. But Alarm, Nice, Elk even, all contributing so much to the fight because they put so much HP, so many cooldowns, trying to get Sanillo and Chainsicker in.
So Fusion, once more, controlling the tempo of the game, and their May Gambit going to pay off here because it's going to make things really hard for Atlanta to get a clean engage. They're moving forward, there's the wall, but they're not ready to really engage off of this. And Dogman, though, almost got caught.
Dogman almost did, but they're in, but Nice still has this mail. This is Hawk's territory. He has to be looking to do an eat.
Gotta get the eat off.
Oh, Ajax gets shattered while going for the beat.
This keeps happening. Bernard, deadly secondary fire to the back. 3, make it 4. Onto the Diva here at the very end. Bernard is enjoying himself right now in the Zarya.
Tragic. Tragic for Ajax. You see him leap up into the air, and you know what? I feel for him. Lucio cast time. How dare Trance be instantaneous and Lucio Silva cast time? How dare it? But he gets shattered and he loses beat, which is huge.
Zen doesn't have to drop the Transcendence. Lucio has to drop the beat. I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
And look at this, they used wall very early, maybe trying to just split them, but Atlanta decided to go all the way lower, just come up from below, but Bernard's there, he's waiting, looking for the grab.
And early shatter going in, Chainsick in trouble. Bernard, good control, gonna drop the grab, not needed. Atlanta, Transcendence about to fade, they're gonna be vulnerable towards the tail in this grab. Saucy falls, and now Elk drops the beat. Let's make it secure, says Fusion University, 80% to 0. Atlanta about to be blown out here on Busan.
They do have no ults. They have a shatter, but they don't have anything else to really open up a fight. It's all based around just maybe getting Chainsick set up, because that's their only way to win this next fight as long as Atlanta does not get caught. But Elk is so far below, waiting. He's going to remake with the team. The wall's out, but that's not going to stop them.
That was way too early of a wall from Nice. I think maybe he was trying to stop him getting the point, but again, still too early. Grabbed out, bomb in, 2 already down. The bomb actually pretty unnecessary in the end, but it's fine for Atlanta. They're going to be able to move back in, but they have to go 0 to 100.
0 to 100. I mean, Fusion Uni can do it. Atlanta can do it. They definitely can do it, but it's really tough because they invested a lot of ults there. They invested their combo. They invested the bomb. They won't have it. And Alarm already almost to another Trance. Bernard almost with that grab. So the ults are coming up. It's possible.
It is possible, but the control so far has been Fusion territory. This would be just incredible gumption from Atlanta if they were able to bring this back.
Gumption.
Yes.
Incredible gumption. But Atlanta, they're just mirroring right now. They don't want them to go to point because Nice, if he's able to get to the point, he becomes a lot stronger because you can look for those isolations a lot better. And they got the wall out early and they just back up.
Atlanta, though, now they're going to be eating a lot of free poke here on the low ground. Fusion taking their time as they know they can. Evie waiting for the Blizzard. Bernard keeping his eyes peeled for a good grab opportunity. Wall, they split off a little bit here. Atlanta forced to transcend, looking for Gator Shield. They connect with the grab. They pull into
Ajax dies to the beat again! Again! Oh, the cast time. He was like, we have to commit the beat. We've caught, we didn't have it yet. That is unfortunate.
I haven't seen this much hate against music sharing since the 90s and the RIAA discovered Napster. This is ridiculous.
Right here we see they get the grab. There's the mail, and Ajax so close, but cast time.
Yeah.
Cast time, once again.
And I can't really even blame Ajax here. This is just...
I really can't.
This is unfortunate.
Atlanta maybe should have been doing a little bit better job of trying to disengage from this May and save the Trance when possible. But they weren't able to. They felt like they had to commit the fight before, so it was on Ajax to get the beat. And even though he got it, he just dies. They knew to focus and they knew to kill things in the grab before the beat was out.
You know, one thing I'm going to say here, this is used a lot ironically, not meaning the term. I actually think this is where we pull out a non-ironic...
A non-ironic unlucky?
Yes.
Yeah, that might be the first usage of it for me in a long time, is a non-ironic unlucky.
Yeah.
And a non-ironic, it be like that sometimes. As you know, it really be like that sometimes.
Just go through all your greatest hits. I'll wait.
It does. That's all. That's really it. That's about it.
You didn't bring the crab emoji keychain.
No, I don't have that today. Well, I do, but I don't have it often. It's a whole logistic mess. So.
All right, that's fine. I'll give you a pass.
Yeah, thank you.
But guys, important story here. Now evened up 2-2. Fusion University, again, as we said, not a team you can ever count out. They're not gone until they're gone, and this is what you want from a finals.
It does.
2-2.
This is great.
This could go the distance and then some, because don't forget, it's not just 2-2. We had an entire Hanamura where it was a draw, and it was real close.
We have to get to 4.
Yep.
We have to get to 4. It's a slog. It's a slog, which I love. I love that someone is challenging Fusion.
Yeah.
It's great to see this team, especially a team that hadn't been historically great, with that LNL just come in and have such a great season here. So, tragic from Ajax, though, that last map. Tragic from Ajax. I feel for the guy. I really do. But sometimes you do have to be setting up those a little bit better, working around the May pick a little bit better. So, it's not you can't be like, Blizzard, please fix, because, you know, that's just the world we live in. You got to work around it, you know? That's the cast time is there, and you have to be used to it. So,
no doubt about it. Well, guys, the players need a break, and we need a break too. It's all even. You don't want to miss the conclusion to this. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Map where you can get away with that. You can do more.
Also, I mean, you think about certain areas in Hollywood, particularly first. I actually feel like Ash could work out pretty well. I don't think they're going to run it because they probably haven't practiced it much compared to Hanamura, which everyone was playing all the time. But there are options here on Hollywood. As we do get into it, it's going to be Fusion on the defense first, Atlanta on the attack. And don't really expect Sugar Free to stand the Widow here. Likely going to be 3-3 versus 3-3.
He'll likely just be looking for that initial scout, maybe even get a little bit of damage or a pick if everything goes great. But I doubt Fusion will be holding in the spawn in what sightline of that Widow. And Atlanta just going to be rolling out here with their standard 3-3. Same with Fusion. And we're going to move to the first fight here.
First fight's going to be on the way. Atlanta, again, a team that doesn't really take too much subtlety here. They like going straight to the point right away. Let's see how they do that here. Saucy, though, getting chunked early in the fight. Trickery having used the armor pack on him early, which means it's not available for Gator, who's eating just as much damage. Chainsick able to finish him off. And that's the power. When you force out the armor pack early, suddenly for Gator, you have no help.
No armor pack, and then you just keep the focus, keep the Discord on them. Hawk tried to peel, but without any of that burst healing, then it's just, there's so much. And now, Dogman getting caught a little later. Still not a huge stagger by any means.
Dogman just cowering the corner there going, wait, guys, we can be friends, right? No.
Saucy decided to make this walk Widow, trying to get them out of their spawn, just make them back up. But in return, I mean, he threw away his Zarya ult charge for it. I don't know if it was necessarily worth it.
I don't think the, 0.5 seconds of Widow play was worth it, no.
No, it really, I mean, he didn't have that much ult charge, so, yeah. But still, I don't necessarily know if that was 100% worth. Now they're just moving on to the point. Bernard, Hawk just dueling for the high ground, pretty standard. As you just, I'm gonna watch Zarya bubbles again.
Is what decides fights.
And
down.
Okay.
Saucy couldn't bubble in time, and Fusion looking composed right now. This could be a quick 3-2 advantage if this keeps up.
Gator having a classic mistake of fire striking while Alarm is right clicking, charging those orbs, and now they're just getting a brutal stagger while on the Hawk.
That would have been quicker if Hawk went back to base and used H, but I mean, he didn't want to give up his 50% ult charge.
I love that you refer to as back to base.
Yeah,
that's good. I like that a lot.
Is it not a base?
It is, I mean, I guess it is a base.
Hey, am I just like utilizing old school tribes terms and not realizing
that is a very old school term. Now Fusion Unity, though, they're so far ahead in this ult charge. Look at them. They're almost gonna have 6 ults. Atlanta really only getting up on 3.
Atlanta moving in. Rally about to be up. Still gonna use his rally first. Fusion completely in control right now. Shatter coming in, gonna be knocking down Saucy. Transcend's used by Dogman, keeping Atlanta alive. Atlanta committing everything here. The crowd is gonna come in. Gator's shield is down, and so is Gator. You see the self-destruct from Bernard. Grabs Saucy, and Fusion not really threatened at all here, but Chainsick does need to stay alive.
And once again, Hawk getting staggered. That beat, they get it right at the end, but they commit once Gator's already dead. So now they don't have beat. They've lost the fight, and Fusion have managed to hold on to both of their support ults.
Minute 30 left here for Atlanta, and so far they have hit a brick wall with the Fusion University logo on it. This has been savage coming in from the champions. And Atlanta, they don't have a lot of hope coming in.
They have nothing. They have only a Diva Bomb, and a Diva Bomb, your best bet is maybe getting one of these supports, but then you'll still have another support ult to deal with. So right now, they have to be looking to build up Saucy's grab.
We're looking for right now, Gator again, getting isolated. This time gets a good shield. Diva self-destruct to the side. Chainsick, a little bit isolated, but they're going for the cafe. They're ignoring Chainsick. They're going for pickoffs at the cafe. Looking for Ajax. Gator now, they turn back on him. Gator getting low. Gator gonna get healed up. Not Shatter.
He does get the Shatter off, but he's dead for it. And they've committed so much. And this fight has gotten only a trance. They haven't gotten much out of them at all.
Meanwhile, Fusion University, totally fine. down to final 38 seconds here, and Saucy might be on this Widow for real, where they're just hoping for something.
They really do not have much to work with. They have a rally, they have a trance, but there's a beat of Rel and a grab. So you're gonna have to save the trance for grab, hope Ajax gets beat, and then just win the fight post that. But Fusion Uni's still ahead in the old game.
Atlanta needs a miracle, moving into champion territory here. Nice in the cafe.
Oh, really big shatter.
Chain Sick goes, you might get the hold that grab forever, because I'm gonna drop the shatter. We're getting 2 easy pickoffs, and Atlanta just really nothing they can do at this point. Grab gonna be used, but it's just cleanup. This time Ajax gets the beat off.
He gets the beat off, but it doesn't matter because the fight is over. That is the first hold. That is a brutal first hold. Atlanta not getting anything done at any point with their own.
There's first holds where you go, man, it was so close, but they made one.
That was not
mistakes.
close.
No, this was just sort of, no, there's absolutely no hope whatsoever. This was leagues of difference between the two teams here specifically on this one.
There's Atlanta. They didn't seem like the Atlanta we just saw. The previous maps that we've played, they didn't use their ults properly. They weren't able to just aggress or counter-aggress or back off from any of Fusion's pushes. Why they just seem completely different.
Also, coordination between bashes and bubbles, poor. Gator was just getting annihilated in most of those early fights, and just the poke damage coming in from Fusion, far superior. I mean, everything for Fusion, far superior there.
Fusion, I mean, they look good. They looked really good, and I don't know how much of that was their play and how much of it was Atlanta just not being as coordinated as they usually were, not saving the ults, not using the ults the proper way. When we saw in that last fight, Gator chased into Cafe with a shatter, which is the worst possible place you can be as offense.
I think for anything like this, it's both, right? Where, yes, Atlanta was making mistakes, but Fusion never gave them anything that they could jump on. Fusion was playing flawless, and yeah, if Atlanta was playing flawless as well, who knows how it all turns out. They probably still get point A just by virtue of eventually getting the ults to take it, but this was just ridiculous coming up from Fusion, and now the best chance for Atlanta, force another draw.
Atlanta, if they get this draw, this is there's already a good grand finals. This is a really good grand finals, but if they get this draw here, I mean, I'm fine. I'm fine with just being a very long day, because this is a great final.
I would be super happy. Yeah, that would. We would be going.
Bernard on the sim.
All right. Interesting. Bernard getting a little bit cheeky with it here, and well, Snell's gonna fall as a result. Atlanta matching power, overwhelming here, and
watch how deep they are too. And Bernard, he's on sim. He's doing some sim things.
I wonder if the shot call is like, they have a Symmetra. Everyone charge.
What? I'm not going to lie, ZP. I do not know why the sim. I really do not know.
I mean, presumably, I think they just want to go for a teleporter.
Into Cafe, perhaps, or into on top of Cafe. That's what I imagine as well. Or maybe getting on top of here, but they're just going to engage again.
Well, they're looking for Gator. Gator eats a lot of damage from the high ground. Maybe their goal is to...
But look at him go. He's just teleporting back and forth.
Oh, man. Tracer, you thought you could blink back and forth quickly? Just wait till you look at Symmetra on teleport.
This is a very interesting strategy, especially since Simult is good. Don't get me wrong, I think Simult's really good, but I don't know if it's better than Diva Bomb at this particular point.
Really what they're looking for, that all-important pick on Gator, but Gator about to have Earth Shatter back up. Atlanta, a little bit low right now. Hawk actually getting chunked really heavily. They can't be aggressive while they're waiting for Hawk to heal back up. Fusion, perhaps a bit of an engine. Oh, Gator just dropped the hammer. Knocks down Bernard, but he was shielded off. Grab now going to be invested. Atlanta going in even deeper, still out of the fight, but they're really, really low.
And also, getting that trance for a shatter, I'll take that trade any day. Gator's so low. But look, Bernard, I mean, he's left cooking. He's left cooking.
Okay, I really have to highlight Dogman. That was insane self-control. 3 team members were super low. Gator was about to die, and they realized the rally's going to be enough. Hold on to it. That is ridiculous game sense.
And exactly what they need to, because they have this grab coming up. Really good highlight. But the thing is, even if they only had beat, there's no combo. They're running a Symmetra. Now, granted, they could split. They could split the heals with the Symmetra ult. It is a thing, but just really unorthodox.
That's going to be coming on in. Early self-destruct by Hawk. Going to be splaying away. Get Snillo! Exactly what Atlanta needed. And yeah, I mean, I gotta agree. So far, the Symmetra has not been a great look for Fusion. This might get looked at as a bit of a throw in the very end when people are reevaluating and go, why didn't you just play normal?
Okay, so if I'm Fusion Uni here, this is my best chance, even though they have both support ults, because there's no Diva Bomb. You don't need the Sim ult for the Diva Bomb. You don't have to kite it. There's Shatter will be coming up, but really you shouldn't be worried about that. So you're gonna get the engage, you're gonna try to split the heals with the Sim ult, and then you try to clean up whoever you can.
It is going to be their best chance when you take a look at the ults between teams, because if they invest everything here and don't get it, that could be it. It will be a draw. Nice. On top, grab, ready. Fusion University biding their time. About to be down to their final minute. They get grabbed first. And now Atlanta moving in the fall. Barrier already invested by Fusion University. They're still pretty healthy.
Oh, the counter bash. He loses Shatter for chasing.
He couldn't get the Shatter off because of it. Hawk, though, out of his mech. Fusion with taking him down. They're up a man. Atlanta, gonna barrier of their own, but they're down Hawk. And this barrier is making things really rough for them. That Sim ult is very powerful.
But look, this trans coming out so late. They're all able to clean up on the point. They're still playing late. This delay is still in. They're still here. But Dogman does not, he's not even close to trans. Saucy going down. They're staggering on the point. That will be it.
That is gonna be it. But man, talk about giving Fusion fans a bit of heart trouble there. This ends up going to the final 23 seconds where, you know, in the end, I do think that running the Symmetra here for their current ability to run it probably wasn't a great idea for Fusion, but they had the buffer to try it.
They did have the buffer to try it, and really, I think they won in spite of the Symmetra, rather than the Symmetra making a huge play. They were able to split some heals off from Hawk there, but it's really just Alarm having this trans up here at the end, post-grab. Visitors he will follow up and clean up. I don't think the Symmetra was a great pick. And it was just really the fact of how strong the backline is of Fusion Uni, which led to the play.
And when you have to give the credit to Fusion University, I'm not going to credit their offense much here. I mean, it did the job. It got the point.
Definitely defense.
It's a defense.
Definitely
100%.
All on defense there. It was a really, I mean, I saw the strategy they were trying to do. They did at the end. They split the heals exactly as I thought they were going to use the Symmetra ult just to try to split that. But, like... But why? Yeah. But why? But why make it that hard for yourself necessarily?
It's why did we need to do all of this to begin with? We're pretty good at normal forms of gameplay. Fusion University, but they do win at the Symmetra. They get that win in the Calm, and now they are one win away from three-peating. That's right, 3 championships back to back to back. Got to feel good for Fusion and their organization right now.
Not just three-peating, but going all of your regular season and also your playoffs undefeated.
It's pretty much the anti-Shanghai Dragons is what we're seeing here in Contenders form.
Which is incredible. Yeah. Which is, I mean, that's just like, I mean, it's really hard to comprehend. Just that's an insane amount of winning. That's like the championships, just the victory, being undefeated, that's really, really good.
That is incredible amounts of clutch factor. That is just doing the impossible when it shouldn't happen. The statistics should have caught them at least one of these times.
But it doesn't.
They haven't.
I don't know what's going on. They're working with like loaded dice.
Yeah.
I think it's 100. There's something's going on there. But they've won Hollywood despite their own best efforts against themselves to win Hollywood. They have now won Hollywood. And we're going to be moving on to our next map here, which will be Escort. Right? Yeah, we were hybrid. Yeah, Escort.
It's Escort and then Control all the way. So Atlanta's already looking down a pretty grim destiny here, which is that they have to win Control to take this away from Fusion. They have to go to the map type that so far Fusion has been far superior on. But if they want to even have that chance, they need a win now on Escort. And let's see what that Escort map is going to be. I'm guessing Dorado.
Dorado?
We haven't seen much of any of
And you're right. Look at you. You're so smart. Did you cheat? Did you see the lower right?
I did not cheat. I did not cheat.
Did you see? There's a lower right screen.
Yes, I did not cheat.
Okay, I'm watching you, buddy. I'm watching.
I did not look over to the right. Do you think I could actually see?
I mean, you have. I mean, I guess not without your glasses, but I think you can see with your glasses.
Wow, you give me so much credit.
I do. I give you a lot of credit.
Unbelievable.
You're a very crafty man, and I'm making sure. You know, I'm just.
All right.
I see it there.
All right. So just so you know, Avast is just sitting here watching.
I'm watching
like a hawk.
Like a hawk.
Yeah.
Like a hawk.
Not Hawk the player,
Not
but
Hawk the player.
Hawk the
bird.
The bird.
I'm sure most people know what a hawk is, though.
Do they?
I would hope. I would hope the people at home know what a hawk is.
They're jerks.
I would hope so. They're jerks?
Yes.
Hawks are jerks?
I mean, most birds are, but hawks especially.
Wow. He's really slandering bird culture here. I won't have it. I won't have it. I'm a bird.
Are you actually?
Yeah, I've spread my wings and I've flown.
All right. Well, we're learning all sorts of crazy facts here.
Well, obviously in a metaphorical sense.
Okay.
I'm not obviously physically a bird. That doesn't make any sense.
No, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't make it.
But I mean, you could go back to that ancient Greek philosophy. It's like, You know, the guy that plucked all the chicken. I can forget his name. He lived in a barrel, and he was like, here's your man, and he's like a plucked chicken. Someone who's good at Greek philosophy, put that in Twitch chat, because I don't remember what the guy's name is.
You know, he took a college class about this once, but let's focus here on Dorado and not get away from the Greek philosophy discussion where might be very interesting, but what's more interesting, Americo, Dorado, and also how this is Atlanta's last stand. They must win here in Dorado if they want to keep their series hopes alive.
They do, and this is a good map for them to do it. I think it's, in fact, even better than Hollywood, because it's clear they had some trouble with first. It's pretty clear.
Yeah.
And Dorado is a map that really allows for very aggressive rotations when possible. I mean, so does Hollywood, but there's also just there's less high ground, less verticality to worry about in terms of, like, you control cafe, you control the patio area. Once you own Arch, you own Arch. And that's all there is to it. And you can just get in. So I think Atlanta, it's a lot more straightforward map for their play style.
I also think Escort tends to play to Atlanta's strengths a little bit more, just given the fact that when you're being highly aggressive, you're draining out time. And when you get wiped in Escort, you're not facing the serious penalties that you do in Hybrid for a first point or certainly for Assault when it's all about just 2 points, period. So the fact that you can go back in waves and Escort definitely does play a little bit to how Atlanta likes really just playing these maps in general.
Agreed. And I very much expect both teams will be running that 3-3 composition here again, which is very strong, especially on first. First is a tough, you know, we say this a lot for a lot of points, but Dorado first with this GOATS, it's brutal to get through Arch sometimes.
Yeah. Well, particularly with teams like Atlanta, where they will go out of their way to attack you before you even get to the, the main archway. This archway right here, right in front of spawn.
And this archway is, I mean, it's just as good to just burn time off the clock, get your ult bank up. And that's just the power of GOATS, of being able to take fights as much as you want, trying to burn time, just get ult percentage. And granted, we will be seeing Fusion Unity playing this defense first, but I imagine we've seen it in the past, they'll be doing the same technique.
Yeah. And Fusion University, it is going to be a 3-3 defense here. Nothing crazy. Bernard not sighted on Symmetra here yet, but who knows? They come to attack.
Who knows? Maybe Bernard's like, it's time. Boys, I gotta bring out the sim again.
It's time to redefine the game right here. No, that's not gonna be the case for now. Atlanta pushing the payload, and Fusion giving up a lot of room early on.
Fusion looking like they want to maybe take an aggressive engage once they get some cooldowns out of Atlanta. Just trying to see if they can engage once there's no Zarya bubble, maybe armor pack. We see all the armor packs come out pretty early, but and they boop off nice, but they don't get it.
Looking for it right now, Atlanta diving in deep. Hawk super low, so is Sugar Free. They do get nice, but they're gonna pay a penalty for it.
Okay, Gator manages to charge back out and get Snillo. They did lose some players. They are going to lose this fight overall, but getting those picks means they can come back. Fusion Unity can't hold aggressively.
That late stagger on the Saucy, though, might give Fusion the buffer room they need. It's not going to be a full 6 Atlanta coming in, but they do have to give up at least into the entry into the courtyard.
They do, that's good. Not having to fight over Arch nearly as hard is still a win. It's still a win for Atlanta because getting through Archway is oftentimes just a very tough affair, but Fusion Unity, they will have that ult advantage.
Fusion University, let's see how they use it. Defending down the courtyard, Chainsick gonna get bashed, deals with it, counter shatter over, and now they're looking for Sugar Free. But on the other end, he's not gonna be able to heal up. He's taken down, and Fusion uses those ults to win the fight.
2 ults though.
Yeah.
That's a trance, that's a shatter. So you won't have either of them for the following fight. So Atlanta, they should be feeling very confident. They just have to make sure that they can set up maybe, because especially with Saucy's grab advantage, maybe set up something early. Get a great initiation, because there is not in the way of Fusion Unity in terms of just combos.
Well, Atlanta right now heading into the most tense moment of the game, at least the last few maps. Ajax, sound barrier is ready. Right now, they're just going for it. Off the shadow from Gator. Chainsick knocked on down. Ajax gonna drop the beat successfully. They're moving in, they use the grab. Fusion trying to withstand. The barrier was up on their own. Bernard gonna drop himself to try and make a little bit of room.
Bernard getting 3 and Alarm, getting Hawk at the end. Trance is out late, but it's just Sugar Free and Dogman.
And as much as I respect Sugar Free, this is too much to ask. He's gonna be taken down. Bernard!
Huge.
Saving Fusion University.
Absolutely huge. That fight was over unless Bernard had gotten that 3K, and he did. And Alarm also picking up Hawk while he was out of mech, while that bomb was ongoing. Getting Dogman late, the stagger kill. This is so good for Fusion Uni. Alarm already at 80% to another trance. Nice has a grab. There's nothing in Atlanta's bank right now to deal with that.
And Nice now going for the sneaky graviton. Fusion does not go for this often. This is a high likelihood to work as a result. He's hiding back there. Now looking on, gets everyone all together in the corner, and they're all gonna go down just the same.
Oh, it's gigantic. Not only is that a huge fight win, Rally went out, only one ult needing to be used. Will Sauce be able to get out? He does, which is good. I mean, he keeps his energy, but he didn't get staggered. But Fusion now, they're gonna hold close. They're staggering Hawk.
Oh.
Are they gonna hold close? Actually, they might just back up again. Yeah, they're gonna choose to back up. But Fusion Uni, look at their ult bank. They're just looking so strong right now. And Atlanta, a minute, less than a minute.
Final minute for Atlanta. They haven't been in this position before, but this is gonna be tough. Fusion does not give up leads easily.
Atlanta has to be watching for this Fast Shatter. They must be watching.
Fast Shatter in them right now. Chainsick holding back, eating a lot of shield damage. They're focusing on shield. Chainsick has to back up. It's gonna let Atlanta move a little bit forward. Gonna give Gator more time to get a Shatter of his own. It's definitely something they need here. Chainsick under pressure. Gonna drop the Shatter. Knocks down 3 in the back. Sugar Free. Is he gonna fall? Gator's out of there. And Sugar Free running for his life.
Oh, Atlanta, this is so bad for them. If they get any more stagger kills, they lose anyone in the stagger. There is no way they can contest. Sugar Free dies at the end of Nice. That's so big. They have to commit without him. And Hawk gets staggered. They must go with 4 players. They have to go with 4 players.
The
they can't wait.
final Zarya secondary fire gets him. Gator just throws out the random Shatter.
Oh,
It's
can Ajax make
over.
the hero play? No. That's the second first hold in a row. A brutal first hold, too.
And this is the championship right here. If Atlanta does not have a better hold of their own, Fusion University will be the champions once more.
Now this really brings me back, way back if we go to Florida, to Mayhem Academy, trying to hold this first, almost doing it. And even the cart was just about this far as well. So it's not out of the realm of possibility, and Atlanta is a much stronger team, but I mean,
it's just
very unlikely.
Their offenses have been rough the last 2 maps, and man, we were saying they'd have to worry about control potentially. Fusion doesn't even want to go there. They don't want to visit that world. They're down to end it. Here on Dorado, they don't even have to finish out first point to be champions once more.
They don't even have to get close to finishing out. It's like halfway the first point cap. That's how far the distance got. And the great thing for Fusion, when you're in these scenarios, Atlanta is feeling extremely pressured. The pressure is off for you. Now, I mean, you still have to worry about winning, but you know where you have to go, you know how much time you have to get there, and you know it's not very far. And you've just done 2 first holds in a row. So Fusion Uni is feeling very confident. They know that if they want, they could actually bring out something very unorthodox, and they can just keep, just keep the momentum going. Keep anything going. In Atlanta, they're gonna have to play absolutely perfect Overwatch here.
Atlanta, this is where champions are made. If they could somehow hold here, if they could force another map, all bets are off in where this goes here, because that would be an incredible blow to Fusion, both in the actual map score, but also just mentally.
And the conundrum they're in is, do we hold close or do we back up and fight Arch? Because either way, you're getting close to 1 fight. They're deciding to hold close because it's the best possibility for them potentially getting 2 fights if they were to lose.
And here's the thing for Atlanta, they're gonna have to win fights where they're at a disadvantage. They're going to have to continually stagger Fusion here and keep them on the back foot. Fusion though, they know they have a lot of time. They can play this very safe.
Atlanta as well, having to play it much safer than they normally would because they just can't afford to lose anyone. They can't afford to lose a lot at all. The Bash is out, Bubble's out, Armor Pack's out, no cooldowns for most of these teams, but the health is really not good for Atlanta.
Atlanta is super low off of that. Fusion could dive into them right now, and they would be successful. Bubble used again. It's off cooldown. Saucy's down! Fusion, man advantage. This could be it right here.
Hawk cannot get D-Mech. The rest of Atlanta just staggering in one at a time, trying to get the cart down. And they get Nice. They get Nice. That might be their only saving grace simply because he will not be respawning with energy. But look how close they are.
They are right about there. Atlanta will get one last ditch effort to come on out. Fusion so close to the yellow box, not of victory, but of being the champions right now. Final fight for Atlanta to try and stave that off.
Atlanta now back on the point. Fusion Uni just backing. They're about to have 6 ults. Do they get 2 down? The bomb!
Atlanta in trouble. They're stuck in the ground. They drop the beat. Ajax, they
the bash.
The bomb comes out from Bernard. And now this is looking like a story we've seen so many times before. Fusion University going to be your Contenders champions once again.
They've done it. They've done it again. 3 times. 3 times. The back-to-back-to-back.
We really prepped a graphic for this.
We did.
Yep.
Which it deserves.
It does.
That's crazy. That's crazy, especially with how good of a fight that Atlanta put up.
It's just excellence over a long period of time to a degree that is really unparalleled in a lot of other facets, not just in Overwatch, but in other games. Fusion University continues to be one of the most well-run organizations with some of the most promising talent in Overwatch.
And everyone has to be excited. Yeah. I mean, we're going to see Elk in Overwatch League next season. Oh, Alarm is in Overwatch League. As soon as that man, they're watching, they're looking at the watch. It's like, once that strikes midnight and Alarm is 18, we are sending contracts his way. It's coming his way 100%. And Sentinel is also a two-way, so we can definitely see him. Fusion, a great roster, great organization, but I think I have to give props to Atlanta. Atlanta, they made their way to finals. They built it pretty much a whole new roster from what the previous core was, and they did it all just in one season, which is just an incredible turnaround.
Yeah, and for Atlanta, I mean, you think about their progression over it. They didn't start out season 1 as a team that was crushing everyone. No, they weren't undefeated in seasons 1, 2, and 3. It was quite the opposite. They had a very rough start in season 1 where they might have been known as the worst team if it wasn't for bye week. And then they kind of went from there. They continued to improve over time. They got better and better. Season 2 is a big upgrade. And what do we see in season 3? They played well enough to get the support of an academy team. They make a few extra changes, and then they get into the finals, and they make it a close finals up until the final 2 maps. Mm-hmm. They make it very entertaining and very well. They could have gotten at least 3 maps here. It was a very, very strong performance here by Atlanta, and from an org perspective, I'm sure Atlanta is incredibly happy with how the season
They have to be happy. It's great, especially with you're playing against one of the most dominant imports of all time, Alarm. Like the guy, and also I'm putting Bernard on the list because I think he's really good. But they just showed all the talent they showed on that roster is incredible. Talent that maybe even people we wrote off before, like the community at large, Dogband, Ajax, teams we hadn't really looked at heavily as them before, and this season has completely reinvigorated, shown that they can compete at the top of the Contenders level, compete at the top tier 2 level. We saw Gator, we saw Hawk, Saucy, all of them just stand out. Sugar Free, the 12-year-old prodigy, incredible.
Well, we actually raised his age now. We brought his age really low.
We were pretty low at one point.
Yeah,
but I'm going to bring it closer to what it actually is.
Yeah, but Sugar Free, of course, he might not be able to play in Overwatch League for a long time. I think he's I think he just turned 14. It's 14 or 15 in thereabouts. So it's a long way out, but definitely one of the most promising players and stories over the course of the season. And there's been a lot to say here for seasons 1, 2, and 3, but it's been a ride. We've seen players make the Overwatch League. We've seen orgs just have a lot of success within the Contenders ecosystem. And, Fusion has won it again, but again, just props to the org and just creating the system that you can have these players play to the max over and over again.
Both of them, really.
Yeah.
Atlanta putting the support behind this core was really good. And it showed. It showed when you could take that core and put some key pickups with them, what sort of great talent, what sort of great team you could have. And this is a really, I really think it was fatigue towards the end. It happens a lot where you build your most hype moments, you come back from crazy moments like Route 66, and you just burn out on energy, and you get to your last 2 maps, and sometimes you just get, stuff goes wrong, and you're just fatigued. And also, we've heard that maybe Ajax getting a little noise complaints, so maybe you just had to be really quiet in the comms, so they just weren't getting those key comms there. But I think fatigue played a big role, but I think Atlanta still had a great grand final versus Fusion Unity.
It was definitely entertaining to watch for us. Hopefully it was entertaining to watch for you guys at home. Yeah, I've been fighting through a little bit of sickness. Here's where I was like, you sound a little bit different today. It's fine. I fought through it. But now, of course, as we get ready to sign off, Avast, this was your first rodeo for casting?
It was my first rodeo.
How was it?
I mean, much like my mini rodeos I participated in back in Texas,
which
obviously is a rite of passage for every Texan where you must be in a rodeo, which I didn't actually do. It was great. And also working with you, sir, working with you, big man.
It was a pleasure.
It is a pleasure.
No,
only I do the awkward touch.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was kind of awkward. I'm not doing it.
No. Only me.
It's fine.
Only me. But it was great, and I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved bringing love to the tier 2. I love working with you, ZP.
Yeah, it was great. And look, just having you here, the knowledge that you're able to bring, knowing the players to such a degree that you can roast them, the players after is like, man, you got me good, instead of like, what'd you say to me? It's been a fun time, and overall, guys, it has been a blast this season.